A restaurant inside a karaoke bar hit some sour notes as health inspectors shut it down for a rat infestation. Plus, a favorite local taco shop and a food truck on strike too with the health district.
Well, all that as 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears now serves up this week's Dirty Dining.
Many would consider rats at a restaurant the ultimate health hazard, but Cafe Moda owner Bill Carney says in his case, it's not as big a deal as it seems on the health inspection that temporarily shut him down.
So frankly, I don't really have a concern at all about our pest control procedures.
Cafe Moda has been in business on Jones and Desert Inn for 17 years. The karaoke bar specializes in Filipino food. It was shut down January 27th for a rodent infestation, even though Carney told inspectors they'd had pest control service the day before.
However, they already made the decision because they didn't know whether there was an active infestation or not to close in a protective way for the health of the public, which I support.
He says they'd stepped up their rodent pest control over the past few months.
Now, nobody saw rats or mice scurrying around in here, but according to the health report, there was plenty of evidence that they were there. Their list is fairly extensive of where they found droppings in urine, in a bus tub, on clean glasses, on shelving next to plastic cups and utensils, on the floor under equipment and the hotline, along the back wall, in the dry storage room, in the liquor storage room, behind the hot water heater, and behind the washer and dryer. So that's a lot.
It's a lot. Although many of those items are in the same area.
An area he says is not part of their daily cleaning regimen.
And the other thing, which I take a little bit of an exception to, the report made it sound as though we had, glassware that had droppings on. We haven't had a banquet in nearly a year, and those were banquet goblets that were stored on a shelf in the back. So they were clean, but they weren't used for a long period of time, and so that was not a recent problem.
Inspectors say rats had free access to Cafe Moda through multiple holes in walls and around pipes, as well as through missing drywall and ceiling tiles. Other violations aside from the rodent issues included raw beef stored over cooked pork and raw chicken over calamari and beef. Cooked pork, ground chicken, intestines, shrimp paste, and rice were not date labeled. An employee's open water bottle and food sat above customer food.
Those are some pretty basic kitchen operation things. What did you tell your staff about those violations?
Well, I reinforced it, and personally I have a zero tolerance, for these types of things, which I think is due to employees wanting their convenience rather than recognizing the health and cross-contamination issues that can come up with that.
Inspectors told Cafe Moda to deep clean and sanitize all food contact surfaces after a January 29th reinspection returned them to a zero demerit A grade. Carney looks to what he hopes will be the not-too-distant future.
We hope to see some reduction in the restrictions here coming up soon so that we might be able to reestablish the environment we had a year ago, where it's a great place to meet your friends and enjoy music and dancing and all the things that we used to do.
The highest demerits in this batch of inspections went to a local favorite, Roberto's Taco Shop on Windmill and Eastern. It got a 35 demerit C grade on its January 25th inspection. There have been several Roberto's locations on Dirty Dining, but it's a first for this one. Inspectors found them serving up 12-day-old sauce. Improperly cooled beans had to be thrown out. A bucket of pooled eggs was sitting at room temperature. Other foods in the temperature danger zone included cooked sausages, cooked potatoes, guacamole, diced tomatoes, sour cream, and lettuce. There were several repeat violations, including a tub of raw beef stored on top of ready-to-eat tortillas and not enough sanitizer in prepared buckets. Also, employee purses, speakers, and drinks were stored over food prep surfaces. Roberto's was re-inspected February 2nd and got a 0 demerit A grade. The owner said she had no comment. El Pollo Mobile is now a three-peat reoffender on dirty dining. It was closed January 27th for 2 imminent health hazards and 30 demerits. Inspectors found the trailer on Rainbow and Smoke Ranch operating without any water at all, so hand washing was a big problem. The other imminent health hazard was inadequate refrigeration. El Pollo Mobile's fridge was too full to hold a safe temperature, and there were more than 100 pounds of raw chicken in the temperature danger zone. A pot of cooked beans had been left out on the stove overnight and was only thrown out after inspectors questioned it. Cut lettuce sat on a dirty cooler shelf. The cutting board was extremely dirty and pitted, and the ground behind the trailer was littered with excessive debris, old mop water, and broken equipment. Due to 2 consecutive closures, El Pollo Mobile is now on thin ice with the health district. It has to undergo intervention training before it can reopen. Our call to them for comment was not returned, but an employee at another one of their locations told us that the Rainbow unit is still closed for remodeling and likely won't open for another week or two. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.